semi-final. That ball's gone forward at the breakdown, and there it is. There it is.
The morning after South Africa's nail-biting win at the 2023 Rugby World Cup semi-final, a green turtle was found washed up on Struisbaai beach.
It was a tight game. I can't remember the details because we got called out because this turtle had arrived. And she had this injury and we were sort of needing to respond to it, but we were all feeling incredibly patriotic. And so we're like, she's going to be our Bokkie.
Adult and sub-adult turtles, like Bokkie, strand on the Western Cape coast throughout the year. Their two biggest threats, fishing nets and plastic ingestion.
The reason they wash up is because they've got nothing left inside them.
You could call 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗆 guardian of the turtles. She's head of the turtle program at 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗶𝗴𝗶𝗴𝗆 Foundation.
We have an incredible rescue network. There's like a tribe of turtle rescuers on the Western Cape coastline. So as soon as someone finds a turtle, the network is activated. And so then it's like, oh, I can drive from Struisbaai to the N2. Someone else can drive them from the N2 to Peregrine Farm Store. And then you get this like action.
And within a few hours, Bokkie was on Dr. Bernice van Heestien's examination table at the Turtle Conservation Centre, part of Cape Town's Two Oceans Aquarium.
When she came in, they took off almost 1 kilogram of barnacles just from her bottom side. That's how long she's sort of been sick and drifting and you know, things just growing on her. Yeah. She was dehydrated, she was weak, she wasn't eating. So she was in a pretty debilitated state when she was admitted that day.
Bokkie was found missing a front flipper, and it looked like this amputation had happened a while ago. But that was not her biggest problem. She had eaten plastic, and a lot of it. Just 3 days after she arrived, she excreted 47 different pieces of plastic.
I think that was the most plastic we've actually had passed in one of these turtles, like the big turtles we've rehabbed before. And one of it was an entire like full-size money bag that came through intact. So it was incredible, I think, that she could survive and get through all of that.
If you think about a green turtle in the wild, they're eating jellyfish, they're eating algae, grass growing, and a lot of the plastic she had consumed looked very similar to those things.
I think she likes this, eh?
You reckon? Maybe a bit soothing.
It took a month of treatment in critical care. Pain relief, antibiotics, nutritional supplements injected directly into her bloodstream before Bokkie's condition was stable and she was let loose in the big tank.
She's also become a bit of a celebrity, right?
I think turtles have this ability to hold two things at the same time. This incredible, very sobering reality, which is our impact on them. You know, the 47 pieces of plastic that she should not have consumed. And simultaneously hold this hope. I mean, you look at Bokkie's eyes, you see her like moving her stump and like her behavior in the exhibits. And you just can't help but fall in love with her, and so the two together are very powerful because it means that Bokkie and turtles like her have this ability to be ambassadors, to make you want to love and protect their home.
Bokkie's been a little fighter from the beginning, and she's very inquisitive, very sweet, but she can also be spicy, you know.
Once Bokkie had healed, the goal was to get her release ready, and that's the role of turtle behaviorist Alex Panayotto.
You can tell the ones that want to fight harder than others, and she was definitely one of those. Very motivated, very like A+ student. And yeah, so the kind of enrichment we did with her was mostly physical, because other than that, cognitively, she was bright.
I think 3 flipper turtles are a different type of turtle. They've got something to prove. So yeah, when we look at Bokkie, we see a very determined, very sort of brave and strong turtle. Much like the Springboks, actually.
Yeah, bit of resilience, right?
Yeah.
We call it turtle Tetris when we play, like, figure out who needs to go what pools.
The Turtle Conservation Centre is tightly squeezed onto the roof of the aquarium. And while there are plans for an upgraded facility, in the meantime, they make do with what they have. And thankfully, Bokkie and Luna, a turtle who's been at the centre since February, are ready to move out.
It's a great indicator that they are release ready is when they start to almost behave like kids who've had too much sugar in a confined space. She's now sort of looking for trouble. She needs to be going home.
So there's Bokkie over there with a little amputated flipper. And this is where her journey begins before she then gets released into the wild and lives the rest of her turtle life in the ocean.
The day before her release, Bokkie is lured into the smaller tank and hoisted up for a final medical checkup.
Oh, it's soft, so soft. How's her weight changed from the time she arrived to where she is right now?
Oh, she's become nice and chubby. We're happy. No, she's done very well.
To each of the surrounding streets standard as well.
Before Bokkie's re-entry into the ocean, she is fitted with a satellite tag. Turtles as endangered species are vulnerable. The tag will give us a valuable glimpse into her world.
We put a lot of effort into caring for these turtles. It's a hospital, you know, they've come to us on the brink of death. We put all the love we can and all the care into them. And then we put them back where they belong, out in the ocean. We don't know what her journey holds. And tracking turtles allows us to answer some of those questions.
It's been a year since Bokkie's rescue. Early on the 20th of October, she and her co-rehab turtle, Luna, are taken out of the water and wrapped up like newborns. Surprisingly, the release will not be in the Cape waters, but at 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗆 Wetland Park in KwaZulu-Natal.
Our weather off Cape Town is not suitable for release at the moment. The ocean is wild and stormy and cold, but she is ready. She needs to go home. So the next option is to fly her to somewhere that is suitable. The beauty of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗆 is twofold. The first is that it's a protected space. So you can release these turtles there knowing that there's a little bit of a buffer before you've got all these other threats that they're going to encounter.
It takes great organizational skill and maneuvering to keep the release operation on track. The team's priority is to keep the turtles' stress levels to a minimum.
So now, for such long periods, keeping them outside, will their skin not dry? Will that not impact them in any way?
They can be out of water for a very long time because they're air breathing, so that's great. The main worry is dehydration. So we will be putting some lubricant on them, water-based lubricant that will keep the moisture inside. We'll put eye drops in their eyes and then keeping them at a nice temperature so that they don't get cold or overheat.
So tell us about the release. I mean, we're in Cape Town and she's got to get to Durban somehow. So what's that going to be like?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be the first time for all of us doing this method. We're going to fly commercial. And
so they're not going to be like in little boxes underneath the plane. They're going to be with us right there.
They're going to be with us, yeah.
Getting chicken or beef.
Exactly, or fish.
Lettuce or carrot, what you want.
Exactly. For that reason, other than the stretcher that you saw today, we have created a little carrier for them so that they feel a bit more protected and also so that they don't mess the planes.
From King Shaka International Airport, the South African Association for Marine Biological Research assists with the last leg of the journey, transporting the turtles 4 hours away to 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗆 Wetland Park.
This is a really exciting big day. We're going to release some turtles here today. We've got 12 loggerhead hatchlings and 2 green turtles.
The scariest part is that we don't have control over what's out there, and mostly due to anthropogenic threats, it can be a scary place. So I think it's important for all of us to play our role to make the ocean a safer place so that when we do release them, there's nothing for us to fear.
Luna's first, Bokkie awaits her fate.
Whoa, 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 he's trying to come out.
A whiff of the ocean air must stir memories. And with a little help from her friends, space turtle Bokkie with her satellite tag goes in.
It's so beautiful to see Bokkie finally getting into the water, you know, and you can't just help being emotional about it and wishing her all the best.